This is Gerald Johan van Waas and the Educational Channel, related with the book Sound in Form, and this is a book which is also available in 2 volumes, The Development of the Word and the Application of the Word. The book is about the meaning of vowels and consonants, how you can combine them so that the words that are expressed are revealed in signification and also in form, so you can even recognize the forms by just simply following the rules of how you have to combine these letters. The first volume is about the theory, the second volume is about other origins and studies about vowels and consonants and meanings, and also about certain scripts that have rules of their own and circumstances of their own that are where you deal with that as well. Sorry for my English, it's not perfect, I'm not a native English speaker. The book is in English, but it is translated officially. The last couple of videos were about the special vowels that you don't have so often, that are combinations or transition vowels, like you had already I and ow as sounds, and they have a special place as you have to interpret them as a kind of combination of vowels. Also this video will be about another combination, A. This is the sound A. I don't know where it appears somewhere in English, so I will stick to the Dutch word this time. But there are some English words that I associate as well. So the words that I will associate are wij, way, weide, wij, we, win, bij, be, rij, clay and clay. So the English words, of course, way, we, win, be and clay. So there are some English words that I will associate there as well. These are examples of words that are somewhat connected together and based upon words with I as a foundation. I already had an introduction in last video that the general, the most common vowels are actually orientations within a word where you have a little bit kind of feeling of a spatial orientation, or also it guides you to emphasize the way to react to what you hear, but to the physical things, and so you react a little bit differently to the different vowels and to the different vowels. And the A is in fact the more general flow of how the words are expressed. They're going to somewhere with a certain logic, and the A is following this logic. The E is of course bringing in new elements because they are higher in frequency, and it alerts ourselves that there is something new added. And compared to the A, it will alert you that you have to add something new. The E is of course more that you have to change your rhythm, make a move, you have to adapt, you have to do something you have to make the adaptation possible by doing a move towards somewhere else, to a different position. There's a combination of letters which is I plus E. The E, the long E, which is exists in Dutch, and it is actually the more easy combination. It is you have the E, the impulse that makes you change, and with the A it will be stretched, and you will have a couple of impulses that are following this are followed up, and that is actually, you can also associate it is with different E's together, different impulses that have an influence on it. Until now it's abstract, but then I will come to the examples. Solely with the abstract ideas it will be difficult. The other combination, A plus E, is the other way around. So you have to make a move towards a change, so towards an adaptation, and then you receive the correct impulse, how you have to do that, how you have to change it, and so on. So you make the change, and then you notice the impulses that will stimulate this process. So the two letter combinations or transitions that I have are the sounds with A, written as the short A, as we say it in Dutch, which starts from the A and leads to the E. So it has the impulse to make a change during a certain adaptation that we're already doing. And with the long A, we simply are following up the adaptation further. The Y, which you see there in the middle, more or less represents the same thing as the long A there, and it is also used sometimes as an A sound as well, even if it's used mostly as an E. E as the impulses, but more than the impulses of something that is changing after a while. So you can find them there. I will not discuss it a lot further. Let's go to the examples. So the words with A, so we will have some of them. We will start with wij, which exists in two different writings, with a short A as we also say weide or weiland. It's a pasture. It's also used for a word which means the way, almost the same sounds. And then wij we use as we, as in the signification of we. So let's us investigate these words to start with. So the W is mostly, it's like, as I described it there, it's a very vague description of varied surroundings and parameters which hang more or less together. Mostly at a certain edge somewhere around it's like a cloud, a little bit like a cloud, let's say, of an estimation of variations that are there. That's our starting point. So it's our estimation of a certain surrounding. With wij, I have combination of the A with the I, so with the impulses in middle, and the A is more like, yeah, these are the squares, or these are the combinations of areas of change in which you can notice certain impulses. So this is actually the pasture that is recognizable there. The Dutch word is as wij. We also use it in some expressions, but most of the time we say weide, or weiland, or the land of the wei. So wei is descriptive, but if I add de in the land, so weide, if I add the extras, I will have, yeah, a land which has some variations in it, and you notice certain aspects in there. It's actually a little bit like the flowers in the land, and the areas are vague, so you cannot really say it's actually really within a square. It fits well within a square when the A is involved, but it can be, this is our orientation, but it can be larger than that. The different meaning of wij, it's actually, as a structure, it's the same thing. So you have this mass that is fluid and is changing, and it has variations. And in the English version, it has even more emphasis on the air, which is in there, and the variation that you note. So there are some elements of notice in there, of ingredients that are active, almost like with active, let's say, within the space, as you can see. So this is actually the more or less how you can draw it, and it fits with the meaning as well. So solely with the E or the E's, it is this form. The way will have, of course, an extra letter to it. Is the G as a noticeable extension of these I's. So I can describe them like this. The way are actually like, it's almost like the figures that hang together more or less. In English it is we. It will have, of course, a different effect here. It is more like it hangs the way, or us, or we it hangs together more or less within the same concept that is changeable in a way. But in the English word is of course has a different form. So I start again from the E, the we, but because it's also expressed as we, but it is written as A. So I will add the A now. So the A is the direction of change. So they are all going to change together within this concept. And together they will also change. So we, written as W and E, is we together are, or some elements work together as impulses, almost like they work together within the concept, and they go all in the same direction with a feeling of we. That is the emphasis in there. This emphasis is stronger in English as it is in the Dutch word way, because with the A, you can almost do, they have a kind of freedom to find the direction. Here, now they all go into one direction. That's the influence of the word itself. So here we have again we. If we just only take out just one E, so then of course it has to follow the W at the edges. So the we has to go just in one direction as it is pointed. Let's take one example with a word that starts with we, and that's win. The N in the middle is the result that we can have after this process. So a result after a process, after a while, will be what you will find here. It can be in two directions, so it doesn't have to go inwards necessary, even as that N prefers to go inwards. It fits actually with the word win. The next example, I have bij, of course. I almost forgot the B. The B is of course the thick part there. The B is the something which is extending from within. If I extend it further and further and further in the direction of the E's that are coming out, then it is also a little bit almost like the starting point of the wired B's there, form that fit a little bit with that, but it's not the end. You have to do a lot more. Bij is actually also with a G. So the G that follows the B, but is more like the E, is a bit with this form. So the bij, starting from the E and the A form as an extension, it starts from here, but actually it will also, like the G, will also go that direction as I see here. So it has a certain flow and variations, and it can go from anywhere, and it follows more or less this free form of flow, let's say. And what happens as well, because A is an example of a lot of E's that have two directions, and I use it's better two directions, I have to add them as well. I exaggerate that here a little bit, but bij is actually taking in the variations and from all directions. It's taking in and it's taking out. Bij has actually two meanings. It's the B, but it's also the word with, so it it also means with, so taking something with you, or so that is actually also happening within the bij. A different expression of the bij, of the bee, is the, let's say, the Flemish old word for bij is bee, which are still used in certain areas. The bee is much more like taking in things and spreading, and there is an activity there that is spreading and is slightly nervous there. The bee, this is the bee, this is what is happening there, this is what the bee is taking in. And written as the English word, it has to emphasize these variations again. So I take direction, I take action. The A is always taking action, taking a move. So the bee itself will take a move, and it will take also these actions of things that is taken with him. So it's the busy bee, as you can see. Busy is actually quite funny, because if I think about it, the bzz and the busy, I overreacted here a little bit with the arrows, and it's a complicated directions and so on, and that almost is going to fit with the z as well. The z is all the kinds of directions that are interacting. It's a lot of interaction there with the z, and I can add that as well, the bzz here to it, so the sound of it fits as well. These are all the aspects that fit with the b, and that are or recognizable in the vowels and consonants that are in the word. Next example. Rij is also with the word with a. So it's the R is, of course, it's turning around. It is taking something with it to make an activity. And the G is a bit of a loose form, and I have all the E's that together are the A. The rij is connected with the loose purpose, because the G has always this kind of freedom in which direction it will take. I repeat that the whole time with every word with G. So rij or row, as it is meaning, is a whole series of here it is. It looks like impulses, but it can be also persons. They are fitting in. There are new elements that are coming in. It's the E can also be new elements that hang together, and where you have to deal with it. Elements that are not immediately connected with yourself, but that are outside yourself. And then we have the word klei or clay. So the first starting part with kle is almost like a structure. It's almost like a sense of material. So it's breaking apart and it's sticking together. So it's this kind of combination of the k and the l. The l is always something that is coming to a form, as in a bodily form. Actually, it has a tendency to show itself which form it has. So here it is also, like you see, it's sticking at the edges a little bit. But I first take the Dutch word klei. So I have the A and the E's together. So I have the qualities which are inside that you notice. It's the surfaces that are also slightly movable. And I have also these sticky parts, if you would like. And the surfaces are in layers, and they could, it is lying underneath and sticky underneath. It is a description of a structure which you can recognize in the word clay. The English word clay will even emphasize this even stronger, because the C is a variation with a round form. It's a variation from let's say values or levels, or it is so it's a range. That's what I wanted to say. There's a whole range of coming to a form and that is here expressed in these variations that you can, hopefully we will be able to translate it into more physical aspects or mathematical aspects. I have no clue why I would do that, but the description of what is happening in the words is also related with the qualities that you recognize in the object that you are naming into the clay, the sticking together, the layers, the content in it, that there is something in there of minerals or whatever it is. All these things fit to the word clay. I hope you enjoyed. There were a few words with A. Sadly, there were not too many in English that exist, so most of them were Dutch. It is an addition to the book Sounding Forms, so there are not many examples. I don't know if there are any examples with the sound A, but so this is a fine addition to the book, as most of my videos are. They are not explaining or not explaining much from the book. They are all of them additions to what I already wrote before. Anyhow, thanks for watching. There's a website there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would like to keep yourself updated and learn more. And maybe it's even easier to gradually understand how vowels and consonants are associated with forms and with meanings and how you combine them. It will take a long while, but if you watch all the videos, maybe you're already mastering it after a while. Thanks for watching. Bye.